Ladies and gentlemen, we have received bad news on our news desk. Ruto, who is the current president, has been dealt a major blow by the courts, which have already issued a shocking ruling concerning Kenya's next general elections. According to Kenyans.co.ke, the report you are seeing on your screen states clearly that Kenya's general election is constitutionally supposed to be held on the second Tuesday of August every 50th year. Let us go through what this publication posted. High Court rules presidential election must be held in 5th year, meaning next year poll is due on August 11th, 2026. Yani juma lijalo. You know, ladies and gentlemen, sasa uchaguzi mwingine utafanyika juma lijalo according to what the court said today. But I want to analyze this in order to understand what will happen. This is based on because at the moment we have the constitution and nobody is above the law. The Constitution of Kenya, which was promulgated in the year 2010, based on Article 101, Section 1 and Article 136, Section 2A of the Constitution of Kenya 2010, which provides that Kenya's general election are to be held on the second Tuesday of August in every 50th year. This applies to both parliamentary and presidential elections. This therefore raises the question, why can't the election be held next week? Najua 50th year, if we count from 2022 up to where we are next week, ndio uchaguzi unastahili kufanyika. Lakini I want to put this into perspective so that we can really understand why elections can't be held next week. Because next week is the 5th year. Number one, the IEBC factor. How? The IEBC, Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, is not prepared for an election at this stage. Actually, even candidates have not gone through the necessary nomination and the submission process. This disqualifies the election to be held next week. So this means that despite the court's interpretation of the Constitution of Kenya, the 2026 election cannot realistically be held next week because nobody is prepared for this. Ladies and gentlemen, the general election will therefore proceed to next year, 2027. Under the Constitution, we are supposed to have elections next week, but it can't happen. You know? Also means, ladies and gentlemen, that Ruto, if at all Ruto wins the next year's general election 2027 as the president, his term would effectively run for only 4 years before the following election in 2031. Sasa hapo ndio tutaanza kufuata sheria. So the issue has attracted significant attention here in Kenya as Kenyans continue to express frustration over the high cost of living, corruption matters, and the growing demands for political change. Watu wamesubiri sana kubadilisha uongozi. So the court acknowledged that the IEBC will still conduct the 2027 general election, despite it is finding that the constitution required the election to have been held in August 2026, lakini sasa haiwezekani. So according to Justice Thande, who ruled in this case, said cancelling or proposing and postponing the planned 2027 general election at this stage would bring more challenges, including bringing chaos here in Kenya. That is why they have said, let Kenya conduct elections 2027. Ladies and gentlemen, the judge insisted that court had to balance what we call enforcement of the rule of law with judicial restraint in order to avoid serious and potentially uncontrollable national instability, because najua lazima tuangalie pande zote mbili, you know. Ladies and gentlemen, so it is a big blow to Ruto, but he has survived politically for this year. We are not going to have elections, but he must be prepared. If at all he's going to win 2027 general election, he will rule for only 4 years. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think? Do you support the court's ruling that Ruto should rule for 4 years if he gets elected 2027? Write your opinion in the comment section. And I have a request. If you are watching and you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, Mwana Kenya Media, where we don't sugarcoat but we always put news as it is, I'm requesting you to consider subscribing by smashing the subscribe button that is down here. And once you are done, remember to turn on the notification bell so that at the moment we upload any new video clip, you'll be notified that Mwana Kenya Media, where we don't sugarcoat, has uploaded a new content to watch. Please remember to share our content always to other WhatsApp groups and even on Facebook. That is the only way we can continue building this a channel of ours, Mwana Kenya Media. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Let's meet in the next video. Bye bye.